Okay, let's just dive right in. If you're running a busy charter yacht, you know the score. It's not all glamour shots and happy guests, is it?
Not at all. There's that constant sort of hidden battle going on below deck.
Exactly. That fight against marine growth, clogging everything up, and, worrying about vital bits like water pumps giving up the ghost at the worst possible time.
Yeah, you're juggling tight schedules, complex machinery. Downtime is just not an option, really.
Right. So today, specifically for you dealing with all that, we're doing a deep dive. We're looking at some potential solutions using an article from the Concord Marine Electronics website.
Okay, what's the article called?
It's titled, Why ElectroSea's SeaStrong and Marine Water Pump Are Ideal for Busy Charter Yachts.
Got it. So our mission here is basically to pull out the really key stuff from that article for you.
Yeah, see how these ElectroSea products, the ElectroStrainer, that's their SeaStrong, and the SeaStrong Silver Bullet RDP pump might actually help.
Help give you some peace of mind, maybe. Reduce those headaches.
That's the idea. ElectroSea seems, focused on making these seawater systems work better, more efficiently.
Right. Innovation in that sort of unseen but critical area. Okay, so let's start with the strainer, the ElectroStrainer. What's the actual problem with the standard ones most boats have?
Well, the article really nails this. Those traditional strainers, they're just a constant time suck.
Always needing cleaning.
Always. Manual cleaning because of marine growth, barnacles, slime, weeds, the whole underwater garden wanting to move in.
And that's not just annoying, it's actual downtime, isn't it? Plus crew labor costs.
Absolutely. And when you're trying to turn the yacht around fast between charters, that's a killer. Nobody wants delays because someone's elbow deep in a clogged strainer.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that. So how does this ElectroStrainer claim to be different? What's the fix?
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. It uses some clever tech to generate a really low, very precise level of chlorine.
Chlorine, okay.
Yeah, but right inside the strainer basket itself, it's like having a little security guard stopping the growth before it even settles.
Ah, so it's proactive. It stops the slime and barnacles from sticking in the first place.
That's the idea, which means hopefully much less of that awful manual scrubbing.
And probably avoids needing harsh cleaning chemicals, too.
Exactly. Better for the crew, better for the equipment, potentially better for the environment around the boat.
Okay, that low-level chlorination sounds neat. But let's dig into the specifics. What are the actual features the article mentions for this ElectroStrainer? What makes it good for a charter setup?
Right, so the article points out a few things. First, that low-level chlorination isn't just random, it's like precisely controlled.
Okay, precise how?
Enough chlorine to stop the growth, but apparently not so much that it's a major issue for the seawater going back out. It's very localized.
Targeted treatment, got it. What else?
Then there's real-time flow monitoring. They have these bright backlit displays.
Oh, so you can actually see the water flow.
Yeah, it gives you an immediate visual check. You can see if the flow is optimal or if maybe something's starting to build up before it becomes a real blockage.
Like an early warning system. That could be genuinely useful. Spotting a small problem before it halts everything.
Totally. Saves time, saves hassle. What else did the article mention?
It also talks about water-resistant connectors, which, okay, sounds basic, but in a damp, salty engine room.
Yeah, durability is key, isn't it? Things corrode so fast.
Exactly. So that points towards reliability. And finally, LED status indicators.
Just simple lights showing if it's working correctly.
Pretty much green means go, basically. Quick glance confirmation that the system's doing its job.
So boiling it down for a charter captain or engineer, the big win seems to be way less time spent with clogged strainers.
Yeah, less manual cleaning, less labor tied up.
Which means more crew time for guests and, crucially, less risk of delays messing up the charter schedule. Sounds like it could really help streamline things.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the strainers, is it? You need that reliable water flow for so many things on board that guests depend on.
Oh, for sure. Air conditioning is a big one. Ice makers, showers.
Exactly. Which brings us neatly to the second bit of ElectroSea tech in the article, the pump, the SeaStrong Silver Bullet RDP.
The Silver Bullet. Okay, sounds tough. What makes this pump supposedly ideal for charter yachts? They take a beating.
Well, the first thing the article highlights, and this is pretty significant for your kind of operation, it's built to run dry without getting wrecked.
Run dry, without damage.
That's the claim. Think about a busy crew, maybe a system gets left on, water level drops.
Yeah, it happens, and usually kills the pump.
Right. So a pump that can handle that, even for a bit without self-destructing, That's a big plus for reliability. Less chance of sudden failure and expensive fixes.
Okay, that's definitely interesting. What else? It mentions a magnetic drive sealless design.
Yes, and that's another key point for reliability. Let's unpack that a bit.
Go for it. Why is sealless a good thing here?
Okay, so your typical centrifugal pump has a mechanical seal where the motor shaft goes into the pump housing. It stops water leaking out.
Right, I know the ones. And they do leak eventually.
They're a really common failure point. They wear out, they crack, salt water gets in. It causes all sorts of problems.
Yep, seen that plenty of times.
So the magnetic drive in the Silver Bullet gets rid of that seal completely. It uses magnets to spin the impeller. No physical connection, no seal needed.
Ah, clever. So no seal leak.
Exactly. Eliminates a major source of leaks and potential mechanical failures right there. And the article says this design isn't just theoretical, it's based on millions of run hours in actual tough marine conditions.
Millions of hours. Okay, that does suggest it's proven technology.
Gives you a bit more confidence, doesn't it? The article also mentions a magnetic close-coupled design and special materials. What's the benefit there?
Right, so what that seems to do, according to the article, is help manage heat.
Heat. Okay, how so?
The design itself, plus the materials they use, apparently generate less heat when the pump's running. And crucially, they dissipate any heat that is generated really efficiently.
And why is heat management so important, especially for the run dry thing?
Because heat is the enemy, right? Especially if the pump does run dry, it can overheat very quickly. By generating less heat and getting rid of it effectively, the Silver Bullet can handle those run dry situations better.
And it also probably contributes to a longer overall pump life, even in normal operation. Less heat stress.
Makes sense. So it's not just surviving run dry, it's about general toughness and longevity. Okay, let's look at the specs they mention. SeaStrong Silver Bullet RDP Run Dry Protection. The RDP is pretty clear.
Yep, stands for Run Dry Protection. And they back it with a 2-year warranty, parts and labor.
Which is fairly solid for marine gear.
It suggests they're confident in the product.
Then the magnetic drive technology, we covered the no seal benefit. What about high flow rates? Up to 85 GPM, it says? Is that a lot?
Yeah, 85 gallons per minute is quite substantial. As the article notes, that makes it beefy enough for the big water users on a charter yacht.
Like the aircon systems.
Big AC systems, ice makers, maybe water chillers, live wells if you have them. It's versatile enough for those demanding jobs.
Okay. And then durable construction, engineered for continuous use in salty environments. Standard claim, but important.
Absolutely essential. And the last point is energy efficient.
Always good. Lower fuel bills, maybe.
Lower running costs, definitely.
Yeah.
And often more efficient pumps run quieter too.
Ah, good point. Quieter operation is a big plus for guest comfort.
For sure. So the Silver Bullet package seems to be about reliability, handling mishaps like running dry, versatility, and efficiency. The goal, as the article puts it, is improving the reliability and lifespan of all those critical seawater systems.
Right. So let's pull back for the big picture. Why does the article argue that this ElectroSea combination, the strainer and the pump, is particularly ideal for busy charter yachts specifically?
Well, it really ties back to tackling those core headaches we talked about at the start, doesn't it?
Downtime, reliability, maintenance.
Exactly. The ElectroStrainer hits the maintenance issue head on. Less manual cleaning means crew are freed up. Turnaround times are potentially faster. Less hassle.
Okay. And reliability.
Both the strainer, with its flow monitoring and robust build, and especially the pump, with its run-dry protection and sealless design, are engineered to just work consistently, even under heavy charter use. That means more peace of mind for the captain and engineer.
Peace of mind is valuable on charter, and efficiency.
The pump's energy efficiency helps with running costs. And the strainer, by stopping the growth getting further into the system.
It protects downstream components, too, like heat exchangers in the AC.
Precisely. Stops them getting fouled up, which helps them last longer and work better. So it's kind of a system-wide benefit, protecting other expensive equipment.
It's a more holistic approach then, not just fixing one part, but improving the whole seawater circuit.
That seems to be the angle, yes. Addressing the weak points in the system.
Okay. The article also has a useful FAQ section, which is good. It anticipates questions like, how exactly does the strainer stop growth without harming the environment? People worry about chlorine.
And that's a fair question. The key thing the article emphasizes is the precision and the low level. It generates just enough chlorine, right in the basket, to stop things settling and growing there.
So it's localized.
very localized,
Right.
and the concentration is carefully controlled. The idea is it's effective right where it needs to be at the entry point, minimizing any broader impact when the water flows out. It's not like dumping chemicals overboard.
Okay, that makes sense. Targeted treatment. What about the pump? Is the Silver Bullet only for huge yachts, or can smaller ones use it?
The article says it's versatile, designed for a wide range of yacht sizes and different system needs. So, yeah, seems suitable whether you've got a smaller day charter boat or a larger super yacht.
Good to know. And maintenance on these ElectroSea things. Are we just swapping strainer cleaning for some other complicated upkeep?
Doesn't sound like it. The whole point of the ElectroStrainer is less maintenance because it cleans itself, essentially.
Right.
And the pump, being sealless and built tough, should also mean less maintenance compared to traditional pumps that need seal replacements and are maybe more prone to failure. The goal is definitely reduce upkeep overall.
Less time with the tools, more time running the boat. Okay, another practical question. Can you retrofit these? Or is it only for brand new boats?
No, the article is quite clear. They're designed for retrofitting into existing systems as well as for new builds.
Ah, that's important. Means you don't have to wait for a refit or a new yacht to potentially upgrade.
Exactly. Offers flexibility for owners and operators looking to improve their current setup.
And just to circle back on the environment, are they generally seen as a greener choice?
Based on the article's points, yes. Because the strainer uses that precise low-level chlorination, it avoids the need for pouring harsh anti-fouling chemicals into the system or the sea. So, in that sense, it's presented as a more environmentally conscious way to manage biofouling.
Okay, so wrapping this up. For someone running a busy charter operation, constantly fighting marine growth, worrying about pump failures, these ElectroSea products, the strainer and the pump, they do seem to offer some pretty solid answers.
Yeah, it really boils down to cutting down that frustrating downtime, boosting the reliability of those essential systems, and generally making the whole operational side feel a bit smoother, a bit less like constant firefighting.
Which sounds pretty appealing.
Absolutely. And the article frames it not just as an upgrade, but more like a strategic move. Investing in this kind of tech helps ensure consistent performance, keeps the operation sustainable, keeps guests happy.
Right. And if people listening are thinking, okay, I want to know more, the article mentions Concord Marine Electronics.
That's right. It says they offer consultations, no obligation. The number is +1 954 779 1100.
Or you can find their support page online. We'll make sure to put a link to that page in our show notes. Makes it easy to find.
Good idea. And, this raises a final thought, maybe something for listeners to chew on. Given how demanding charter is, just think about the knock-on effect. If you can genuinely reduce those maintenance headaches, ensure the AC always works, the water always flows, what does that do for your guest satisfaction?
Big impact, potentially. Happy guests tend to come back or recommend you.
Exactly. So maybe looking at proactive tech investments like this isn't just about fixing problems, but it's actually part of crafting that premium, seamless charter experience that builds repeat business. Worth considering anyway.